Where did my love of food come from? It started with the smells for me. As a young girl, I loved the smells that were coming from the kitchen, like rich Caribbean, bold cooking that my mum was doing. And coming home, the smells of the food was comforting and reassuring. It got to a point where I actually knew the different foods that were being prepared, whether it's fried fish, freshly baked bread, freshly baked coconut turnovers, bakes, red beans being boiled with some garlic just to make the red beans and rice, chicken and pork stews. The smells drew me to the kitchen, and I was fascinated as to what she was actually doing, how she would transform raw pieces of meat. She would go to Petticoat Lane and buy some chicken, and I would watch her how she would clean it, and I would be bugging her. How are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Oh, how do you beat that? How long do you have to make that for? And sometimes she'd be quite annoyed because she's got a house full of children, her husband, and it was just like, yeah, right, you come up my way. But I would just be fascinated how she transformed some meat into a dish with flavour and the actual seasonings and everything else that she put into it. It was just, to me, it was just wonderful. I remember going to family celebrations, family parties, and being drawn to the kitchen where the women were. More so in some ways than playing with the other kids and chatting with my cousins. I would actually be drawn to the kitchen and see these ladies chopping, stirring, kneading, and they were just full of life, the Creole, the patois, the jokes. I was drawn to the grown-up part of the party, and they would get me, and I felt really kind of grown up with them. I wanted to be them, and I would sort the rice, the long grain rice. You'd have to pull out the little black rice. Don't know why, but we don't have to do that anymore. But I remember having to sort through rice and getting quite bored with it, but happy that I was part of that scene. The Dutch pot was going, the curry was being made, and the rice and the peas, and I just loved it. I just love the whole idea of feeding people, which is what I get from my mum. And as I've got older, I've prepared meals, I've done parties, and I've done lots of things. And I love creating dishes. I love opening my fridge and just rustling something together that smells good, that tastes good, and that looks good. FoodFam is a wonderful place where we can share recipes. I can learn other people's recipes, other people's stories, and I can pass on my cooking tips and my ideas, which are practical and fun, and to share that love of food.